Hey y'all, how are you doing? It's your girl Andrea. Happy Saturday. What did you do today? Did you get some chores done, some errands done? For those of you working, was it another notch on the end of the work week or the beginning of the work week? Or are you enjoying your holiday, whether it be winter, summer, spring, or fall? Let's jump into it. What would you say in your current relationships is the area of improvement that you want to enhance? Again, what would you say in your relationships, regardless, professional, personal, familial, and so forth, is an area you want to improve? The reason I'm asking this is because many times over again, we at times take our relationships for granted. And what do I mean by that? We get frustrated, agitated with individuals, and then we have a downward spiral of what I would say focusing on what they don't do, what they didn't do, what they should do, could do, or would do. And I'm guilty of this. When I get into a mood, I start getting upset or frustrated if things don't go well, and if another entity is involved, then I just at times work on, other than reacting, responding. And something I learned a long time ago that I'm not great at is just stepping away from the situation, catching your breath, and taking a moment. So think about it. Think about your relationships. I want you to think about your personal relationships. You know, those individuals that are either ones that you've had for a long period of time, mutual friends, personal friends, intimate friends, or friends that you hang out with. Those are the personal realms. And you know what gets on each other's nerves, what buttons to push. And although, as I believe, we as individuals believe that people are going to change overnight or within a week's time. But what we have to keep in mind is some of the traits and attributes that the individual's pet peeves, that we consider pet peeves or get frustrated about, really has to do with us. And when I mean that it has to do with us, it bothers us and not them. And it may just be in their demeanor, their behavior, their mindset, their way of being. That's who they are. So when you think of the personal relationships with anyone, I want you to take a moment and write down a few things that you get you frustrated, pushes your buttons, gets you agitated. And then figure out, is it something that they do that is of their nature for as long as you've known them? Or has it been something that you've actually identified that is an issue that you have and not them? And then work on the verbiage to say, you know what, I know you do this, but it affects me this way, or I feel some sort of way. That way you are able to take an ownership and take the responsibility of the problems at hand, as opposed to putting it on the other person. Avoid at all costs the blame game. So that's the personal realm. Let's look at the professional realm. Do you have individuals, higher ups, bosses, or people who work for you that don't do things in due time, always ask questions, always are late? Well, take a moment to jot those items down and say, is it something that you have not addressed with them properly, that they didn't understand it? Is it their demeanor? Or is it really a needle mover to get you to that level of frustration? Then you've got the familial. Now, people say you can't choose your family. Luckily, my family chose me. But when you are born into a family, you know, there's many traditions, genetics, behaviors, and attributes that are passed on through generations. They're just by observation and behavior and mannerisms. And it doesn't flow well with you. Why are you letting it get to you? What about the behavior is getting to you? What about the comments are getting to you? What about their mannerisms or attributes or what they don't do gets to you? And have you been bold enough and brave enough in a civil, respectful manner, address it to them? Hey, you know what? When this happens, or when I ask this, or when we have this situation come up, this is how I feel. Because again, you don't want to do the blame game, because I'll put that link up there, the never blame, not the shame game, because it's really gotten popular. Then the big one is the personal, because we are always on the attack and we are always our own worst critic. When we don't do something right, when we make a mistake, when we fall short from a deadline, when we upset someone, when we aren't able to achieve something that we set our minds to, don't take it personally. Look at this situation, assess it, what could you have done better, and keep note on your mood, your attribute, your plan of action. If it was something that is measurable that you were able to do, were there circumstances? Did life happen? Did incidents occur? These ways that you are able to shift your way from response as opposed to reaction is taking ownership and accountability on why it gets to you. Now, for me, as you've seen if you've been watching me for some time on my videos or my line of work or speaking, it is what it is. It doesn't fly with me. I cringe and just my whole body gets affected because that was always told me. It is what it is. And then when I realized that I am the pilot in my own vehicle and I can make things happen or not make things happen just with my mind, things become thoughts, as the late great Bob Proctor taught of The Secret, it isn't what it is. You created it. You are the reasoning it for to occur or not to occur. And as my mentor, Dr. Les Brown, says, life happens for you, not to you. And you have to make sure that you're clear on that. So again, make sure when you are dealing with things that are pet peeves, whether it's communication, attributes, behaviors, mannerisms, traditions, mindset, whatever the case may be, on a personal level, professional level, familial level, as well as with oneself. Write down why it makes you feel that way. What is your capability of making it significant, needle mover, or that pertinent? And how can you shift your channel? How can you change your channel? Can you address the person in a civil, respectful manner and say how it makes you feel, not how they make you feel, their behavior made you feel, and then get to the root cause of it. So I wish that helps you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Andrea Mason, alumna of Dr. Les Brown, your first choice, your global voice, and the creator and innovator of Press Play, Plan Life According to You. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Check out Andrea Mason's for upcoming announcements. I've got a book coming out, so stay tuned for that. It should be coming out really soon, as well as many projects in the work. Check out my website. Check out my media handles. Some have registrations or signups, or email me to find out information, and I'm ready to walk beside you on the path less traveled to achieve personal freedom through the healing power of forgiveness and bring it to the next level to bridge the gap from where you are to where you deserve to be by choosing in this crazy game of life to press play, plan life according to you. Thank you, and I'll see you real soon.